Celeste here, and today we're going to be talking about my cotton candy transformation for my hair. So most of you probably don't know that I have had kind of rainbow or colorful hair for the past like 10 years, but since I started posting to my channel over the last like 4 months, I haven't really had that hair because it kind of grew out over the pandemic, and I hadn't been to the salon in like 3 years. I usually go and have them kind of bleach it up to a certain point, usually about to here, maybe here, and then I just use overtone to kind of color it and stuff myself. It saves money, it's cheaper and everything, but I hadn't been in 3 years, and I was like, I want to go and have them do something that I can't necessarily do myself, you know, like all these really cool colors and things and a darker root area that she did. And so yesterday I went to the salon. It kind of happened suddenly. I went in for like a consultation, and she saw my hair on Tuesday was my consultation, and she was like, okay, I don't have an opening until like maybe mid-July, but I have one tomorrow. So I was like, I don't want to wait till July. So I was like, okay, let's just do it tomorrow. But it was very sudden, and I didn't have really time to think about it. And because I haven't had my hair bleached in like 3 years, and I've never had it bleached nearly to the root, like we almost went to the root. So I was a little bit nervous. I don't know how I would look with the color all the way around my face. I've not really had that. But I was like, you know what, let's just do it, because right now I don't have it, you know, I'm not working, so it's like I don't have to try to hide my hair. I always did it ombre like to here, because most employers, they are little, be nice. Most employers, like, they don't really like you to have colorful hair. They don't want it to show, and we'll get into that later in the video. We'll discuss all of that, you know, the politics behind like colorful hair and stuff, and like society's preconceived notions. And I'm drinking my coffee from Refill Cafe. It's a cafe just right up the road from where I got my hair done, and I'm definitely going to be linking the salon down below, and also the lady who did my hair. She's very meticulous and OCD. It did take 8 hours to do my hair, but if you saw my hair before, I have nice dark brown hair. It's very long, and we were trying to achieve that really, really light blonde. It's very cool and not like any warm tones to it, and that's very difficult and very lengthy. And I wanted my hair to be as healthy as possible, so I wanted Oilplex and deep conditioners and just all of that good stuff, so that way it doesn't get too damaged. I mean, of course it was very damaged after tomorrow, or after yesterday. It's pretty damaged now, but I got some deep conditioners and shampoos and some kind of like UV leave-in conditioner thingy, so you know, hopefully it's not going to be too bad, but I just feel like it'll grow back. So, and she also helped me with my little faux bob that I have. She kind of like razored it out, and she kind of did a piece at the top, so that way it kind of fades more, because I was like, I definitely don't want to look like I have a mullet. Like I like having my long hair, but I just love how I look also with it kind of like a bob like to here, because my neck is kind of long. I feel like it just looks elegant, and I like the way that looks, and I just want both. I want to look like I have the cute little bob, and I also want to look like I have the nice long hair. So this is a good compromise for me. And I do like the pastels. We went a little bit darker than I normally would have, but I think it looks really good, because pastel will fade in like a couple of weeks, and I want this to stay as long as possible. And I did get a little sticker shock, because I've never bleached all the way to my root nearly, you know, not this much, and I've never had this much color, and it's never taken 8 hours, so it was very expensive. It was nearly $700 with taxes and stuff, so it was really expensive. And I was at the salon until like 11 o'clock at night. Like, it was a really, really long time. I was like ready for dinner and to get into bed. And so today, this is the next day, I'm pretty exhausted and tired. That's why I'm drinking my leftover coffee from yesterday. I do that. If the coffee tastes fine, it tastes pretty good. It doesn't taste as good as when it was fresh, but it's okay. You know, it's doable. And can y'all hear Molly just panting away? She's just been panting. I don't know. I guess she's hot or something. I need to turn the air on. We don't have like central heat in there. We have like the plug-in, you know, the portable air conditioner. And but yeah, like this hair, I really do like it. I think it looks really pretty. Can y'all see that really good? I don't know if y'all can see the length of my hair, but I feel like it's cotton candy, which I love. I love cotton candy color. Yeah, like when I went there, she originally did the bleach all over, and she did like a really cool thing. She did like a lower level bleach like underneath it. She did the tiniest little sections, like tiny, like the entire time, pretty much the whole time she was just sectioning and bleaching little tiny pieces. And then as she went around my head, she got stronger, the strength was stronger, and then she had to take it out and then like continue to do it. And it was just like, it was a lot to be like going on at once. Like it was a lot of work for sure, but I really do like the end product. I think it looks really good. And I actually kind of like the darker blues. I wish maybe I had even more of that. I didn't think that when I saw the dark blue. I was like, it's okay, you know, like we'll do a little bit of that in the room, whatever. And now that I see it, like I really like the top part where you see the darker blue. And I don't know, maybe I'll go have that done in a few months again. I don't know. I mean, I really hate spending money. So spending that much on this hair was like killing me. Like I was like, okay, but I have not had my nails done in like 6 years. I've not been to a salon. I've been cutting my own hair and, you know, using overtone on the bleach parts for the last 3 years. So it's not that bad, you know, to not get haircuts, I don't get fake lashes done. I don't do all these things that most women are doing, you know, on themselves. I don't get massages. I don't get facials. I don't get, you know, none of that. So I think spending that on your hair over the last like so many years is not that bad. And I finally feel like I'm back to my usual self. Like this is what I like. I like myself with pops of color and everything like that. I just feel like it really matches my personality. I feel like a fairy. I feel like, I don't know, it just, I feel like a little like cotton candy girl. I just like it. So it fits me. I did buy these little butterflies a couple of months ago. I haven't had a chance to wear them on camera. I bought them for when I did like my plant video, because I want to show you my really cool plants that I have. I have a really cool collection and they're growing really nicely, and I wanted to just kind of like wear my butterflies and like have my plants and stuff. But now that I have the colorful hair, it's even cooler. And yeah, but just let me know in the comments down below how you like my hair, and we'll see how long it lasts. And if you want to go get your hair done, they're located in Renton, and I'll have all the information down below in the description for y'all to go check out. Oh no, she's about to drip. Her mouth, she drips sometimes. I mean, I guess I can't complain. There are some dogs that just seem to endlessly drool. I don't know where they get all that saliva. It's really gross. She doesn't really do that. Well, like bulldogs and things like that. What's that other one, like Mastiff and something else? I had a friend, her dog was like so ugly, it was cute, but it really drooled a lot. Why don't we touch on the topic of like why colorful hair is not accepted in business and things like that? Like, what are your experiences with colorful hair in your workplace? Because I know where I have worked in the past, you know, not right now, where I have worked in the past, colorful hair was kind of frowned upon. I definitely know that when I worked at Coach, it was not, like, you could not have colorful hair, but they also had a lot of rules. Like, you had to wear only black or gray. Like, it was only 2 colors you could wear, and you had to look very, like, high class and wear, like, you know, fashion jewelry and specific shoes, and your nails had to look nice. Molly, go to the kennel. Go to the kennel. She doesn't have to go into her kennel. I'm gonna make her go in her kennel. She barks a lot, so I really want to buy her like she really needs a yard. So I've been looking at houses and stuff. Molly, go to your kennel. Good girl. All right, yeah, she's in there. We can have some peace and quiet. But yeah, like I really want to get her a yard so that way she could kind of have a place to run, because we're in this tiny apartment and we can't really like let her off leash and stuff, so she doesn't really get to run and chase a ball and do those, you know, fun things that a big dog would like to do. But housing out here is so expensive. I found a condo and it was $325,000. But it had like a tiny like little fenced patio. I mean, at least it was something though. You could go out there and throw a ball with her. She could run a little bit, you know, just something that's outside. She loves laying in the grass, and didn't have any grass though, but it had like a little flower bed surrounding the patio area. So I guess we could plant some grass in the flower bed, and it could be her little grassy spot she could lay in. But I've been reading that housing is not going to be going down anytime soon, so I want us to go ahead and get something. We were looking at something last year and the year before that. Like ever since we moved out here, we've been looking, and it just, with my job situation, just like constantly up and down, up and down, it just is like, it was never like a stable time. But as as time progresses, which Jason's like, you're getting more like risk adverse, or not adverse, but like I'm okay with risk now, because I'm like, okay, let's do YouTube, let's do these things that I've always wanted to do, and let's focus on like my intuition and like following what I feel is what I need to be doing. And so buying a house without me having an income, Jason's like, this is scary. So I'm kind of been looking for duplexes if I can, or just houses that have like a mother-in-law wing or some kind of other unit like on the property, so that way we could like maybe do month-to-month Airbnb or something, and that would help to cover the cost and help us be able to qualify for a, you know, higher mortgage. I don't know, we'll just play around with it, but I do really want to get a place so that way she has a yard and we have a house, because having your own place and you're building equity into it is just really good for building your wealth, and I'm all about that. Like, I need bigger space too. Like, I spend almost $200 a month on my storage unit in Mississippi on top of my rent out here, which is outrageous, and it just not, I don't get to use my stuff. I don't get to use my clothing. I don't get to use any of my furniture. I don't have any decor. You know, I had all this beautiful decor for like decorating your house and like placemats, and I just like decorating for every season. It makes me very happy to see the house decorated for fall or spring, and I just want a place to be able to do that again. And I mean, the sad thing is, out here, the house I had in Mississippi, out here, it would cost like $1 million. So, you know, we're kind of limited, but I'm okay with us getting maybe a condo as long as the price doesn't really get higher than what we're spending in rent here, because we're spending a lot in rent and I don't want it to go up. It's just too much. With me not having an income, it just is not smart to be doing that. I don't know when YouTube will take off and like suddenly like one of my videos is, you know, shown to a ton of people or something, or I'll suddenly start getting lots of subscribers. I mean, it could be years possibly. That's just the way YouTube is, you know. Sometimes it favors some people, and then some people, they just kind of like shelves them. And especially with me first starting out, hitting the fetish community, like I feel like that really hurt my channel. I know my like RPM was like insanely low, like crazy low, like just pennies per 1,000 views. So it's, or probably less than pennies. I mean, it was like, you know, 1/15 of a penny or something for 1,000 views. So it's like, that stuff did not really help my channel. And I've been wondering, like, should I just scrap this channel and start a new one? I don't know. I guess I'll keep doing this for another few months, and then maybe I'll start another channel and see if that one takes off with my new content better, since a lot of the followers on this one are from that community, and that's just not the content I'm making anymore. So I'm like losing subscribers. No one's really watching the videos that I'm making new, because, you know, it's not what they're looking for. And I'm not gonna ever make that content again, because I didn't make it in, you know, on purpose anyway. I was just doing fashion. I thought mostly women would be watching it, but no, it's 99% like men. So that was not my intent at all. So kind of annoying. But yeah, so back to businesses and hair. So I have noticed that just society kind of has this stigma attached, I guess, with your body. I mean, that we already know. There's nothing new with that. That's something that's been going on for ages, you know, but it just, we're in the 21st century. Come on. I mean, tattoos are now a little more acceptable. Still, in a lot of settings are not, or piercings, you know, not in the usual places or on the usual, you know, gender looking people. And so I just feel like the colorful hair, people just don't really take them seriously, like in business settings and things like that. Like, if you had colorful hair, could we have a women president that has pink hair? Like, can you even imagine that? Can you even see that? I don't see anyone in politics with colorful hair, or people with colorful personalities. Like, they're, well, except for like AOC, but you know, she gets so much flack. Like, people make so much fun of her, like the way she talks, the way she, you know, just everything she does, says, or the way she looks. Like, it just, our society is like really demeaning to women, and I just would like to see maybe more businesses or society as a whole like accepting people for the way that they want to present themselves. Like, if they want to have fairy colored hair, that's not keeping them from being a competent employee, and that doesn't keep them from doing the job. Like, it's just hair, it's a color. Like, it's just like wearing a certain clothing color. I don't feel like that is affecting their job performance or their intelligence. I don't know why that's even like a thing anymore. So I would like to see more employers that are okay with people wearing colorful hair. I know Starbucks, I think, is, and there are some other companies that are okay with colorful hair. Maybe because everyone's mostly working from home, maybe it'll be more of a thing. I know teachers aren't, because I know my cousin, she really wants colorful hair, but she's a teacher, and so she can't have colorful hair, which I think is ridiculous. Like, why would you not? Like, and students, I think students too, a lot of schools don't allow students to have colorful hair. But why not? Like, who is it hurting? No one. It's their own body. They can do what they want with their own hair, I think, and it's really weird. I mean, that same thing with like Native American, like the boys have forced them to cut their hair. It's like society just wants you to conform so much to its like rules and laws that it has set in place for no reason. Like, there's no good reason why. There's no good reason why we should not have colorful hair, or why you should cut your hair a certain, you know, haircut. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why you should push that on people if they don't want it. I mean, I can see like maybe if it's unkept, but I mean, even I like how all hairstyles look. I love dreadlocks. I love the way all of that looks. I mean, even though some people might say it looks unkept or messy or something, like, I think it all looks really like cool or beautiful. Like, I don't know, I guess I just see the beauty in a lot of things that a lot of people don't, at least like in corporate settings or politics, or, you know, that other realm that I'm not really a part of society. And I'm not really interested in becoming part of it either. Like, if I do one day, you know, these are my goals. If one day I am like super wealthy or whatever, I don't think I want to join that part of society that is like super wealthy, that is very pretentious, and, you know, the super wealthy, the Waltons or those types of people, because after just seeing the way that they've ran their corporations and how they treat their employees, I just don't think they're very good people. Like, there's no way that you can treat your employees that badly and pretty much set the system up that we are living in right now, where Americans are forced to work poverty wage jobs, and then they have to look for the cheapest goods out there. And so you kind of create this system where no one can afford to shop at any quality places. You know, they're all going back to Walmart, so they're working there, and they're having to go back to buy the, you know, from them, because either they're very rural areas and there's not really any grocery stores, or they can't afford to shop at Whole Foods or other places, and they have to shop at Walmart or shop at places that use a lot of Asian, you know, slave labor pretty much to make its products. I mean, I think even Louis Vuitton, I mean, there's a lot of high-end brands that also use kind of that cheap labor, and then they sell their goods for like a lot. It may not be Louis Vuitton, because I think their stuff might be made in Italy, but there are some really, I have to look it up, and I want to do a whole video on that, like an expose or whatever, on like different brands, and, you know, like what they pay their labor force to make their products and how much they actually sell it for. Because I know a lot of them, they use India and also the Asian countries for producing stuff, like the factories there, because labor is so cheap. And I've been hearing a lot of programmers say too, that programming is going down, you know, as far as like salaries and stuff, because they're using a lot of cheap foreign labor. And over there, it's just, your money is different than here in America. Like, you need a lot more money to live and survive. So it's just like an imbalance, and especially with us opening up the global market, like, everyone's working from home, so you could work for, you know, for someone across the world. It's doable. I think communication would be maybe critical. Like, I don't know how you would really like sort all that out. Like, you'd have to have a really good communicator, so that way you're getting your points across and stuff. But I mean, I think it's definitely doable. It can, you know, they can figure it out. But yeah, just with that, the globalization of jobs, like everyone being able to just like live wherever they want, work remotely. I mean, it opens up a lot of markets, but it also causes a lot of salary disparities for people who are living in more expensive areas. versus the people who are living in a cheaper area to live, you know, country wise. I mean, even the States too, but like it's way more extreme per country. I think I looked at the thing that said in Mississippi, a living wage would be about $46,000, and then out here in Washington, I think it was like 52 or something. Like it was way lower than I was expecting, because out here in Washington, I'm thinking you need to make at least like 60 or 70, because most apartments cost like $2,000 a month. And I'm watching the maintenance guy walk. We're having our apartment painted. The guy that was waving at me from pressure washing the outside, he waved at me yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, I've made a friend. And then I was like, I don't know. I always think that people have good intentions, and I never try to think of like the bad intentions of people, but most of the time people, especially men, their intentions are not good. At least with me, like when they want to be my friend or they want to be nice to me, it's like there's always like a catch. There's always a reason why, and it's not a good reason. It's usually they want something from me, something that I don't want to give. So, you know, I'm just tired of entertaining people and always like thinking that. So he waved at me and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I was like, okay, I need to be careful. Like, I mean, I hate to always think that, but as a woman, you have to. Like, anytime a guy shows interest in you, usually they're not just doing it out of the goodness of their heart or to be your friend. Like, no, it's not that. So, but because I'm ace, I don't ever really like look at people that way. So it's like, I don't really understand it. I don't get it. What they want from me, they're not gonna get, because I don't want that in life. So they need to go move on somewhere else and leave me alone. And that's also why I was super annoying to hit the fetish community when I first came on here and just do all of that. But at least I like my hair. It's beautiful. I present to the world how I want, and I'm not presenting how the world wants me to present anymore. What are you doing, Malls? Someone just texted me. I'm in this Discord. Here on my phone. I'm in this Discord, Jake's Discord. I don't know if you know Jake. He has a YouTube channel. I think it's just called Jake. Sure. Let's go see if I can find it. But his channel's cool. He has like a lot more subscribers than I do. Like 10 times the amount that I have. 3-mile intense lower belly fat walking workout. Do I need to watch this? I have some lower belly fat I want to get rid of. I've gained 10 pounds. This dress that I'm wearing is like really tight, especially on my rib cage. And I'm like, did I gain weight in my rib cage? Like, my rib cage feels as bony and ribby as it always feels. But, and it wasn't like this dress was like super loose to begin with, but now it's like really tight since I've gained 10 pounds. What? Should I do this? This lady, she has a 52-minute video and she's just like walking, like step walk, like almost like dance walking. And apparently she had this huge like fat on her belly, and then it was like gone. I don't know, maybe it's her leggings, but she got my attention. Hopefully I can maybe achieve that. Which I don't look like, I don't have like too much. It's just I'm super critical. Like, I'm so critical of like how I look. I want that model, like really thin. I just like that on myself. Like, for myself, I like that really ethereal, like ballerina, very toned. I like being strong and toned and muscular, but I like having like no fat on my body. That's always my goal. I want all muscle. Let me see if I can find Jake though. You know, let's try to stay on task today, which we're not at all. Like, we talked about the hair, and then we talked a little about this, and now we're going off on a whole other tangent. But you know what? That's how my videos are. That's the beauty of them. You just get to just go with me and my thoughts. There are so many big YouTubers that I don't even know or follow. People are like, oh my gosh, this person or that person, and I'm like, never heard of them. I'm thinking about adding a third video, possibly. I don't know. Already doing 2 videos can be kind of hard, you know, to keep up with all of that, and with the other things I'm doing. I have noticed since I'm posting 2 videos a week now, that the other things that I was focusing on is kind of like going to the wayside, which is fine because I wanted my main focus to be my YouTube channel. It's, you know, what I really liked doing. It's fun, and I love creating just fun, cool stuff. But I'm thinking, should I add a third video? Should it be like a rag video? Because I watch a lot of YouTube and I find some really cool stuff. Mostly I watch the poverty YouTube channel or videos. I like that. That's something I'm passionate about, is like people struggling, people trying to make a living and find a job. Like because there's so much statistics out there. Like not everyone can be a doctor, not everyone can be an engineer, and if you flood all of those fields are not going to pay. So there just needs to be a better system in place. Oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. I had my COVID vaccine like a week and a half ago. It was like last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday. And my nose has been so itchy since. And I also have had some blood sugar drops. It may be because I didn't eat a lot. I had drank coffee and didn't drink a lot of water, but I felt pretty bad and like really woozy, and my head felt really strange. I do like watching Vice. So let me know one of y'all's favorite channels y'all like to watch, or like the types of videos y'all like to see. That would be cool to kind of see what everyone thinks. Like, what are you looking and searching for? Like, are you in YouTube mostly for like DIY or things like how to do something? Is that, or are you on there just like looking for entertainment or just like content, just, you know, out of boredom? I just wonder. There's a girl cooking with her feet. What? That is fascinating. So his name is just Jake. Yeah. So I'm in his Discord and it's pretty cool. I like that I can just like talk to people in there. Most people are like living in their cars because he does like car life and stuff, and that can be kind of different because I've never lived in my car, but you know, that's like my backup plan, is that if Jason loses his job, that we'll just have van life. We'll just downsize everything. I already have all my stuff in storage. I'll just have to downsize even more, and we'll just live in a van with Molly or like an RV or something like that. I mean, it would just be nice to not have rent take up half your income. I think that's just so freeing. Like once you let go of that expense, like the whole world can just open up. Like the possibilities, like so much of your income you would be able to keep. I see the appeal. I see why people are doing it, because housing, regardless if you buy or if you rent, housing is just insanely expensive. Like at least out here in Seattle and in Mississippi too, because in Mississippi you're making $7 an hour. So even if your apartment's $600, like that's like half of your income or maybe more. I haven't done the math on that. How much is $7 an hour if you work full time? How much are you really making? And keep in mind that Mississippi has income tax. So they don't care if you make $20,000 a year. They want their chunk of your income, and then the federal government wants a chunk of your income. So let's do this math real quick. It's, I think, $725 now, if I am correct. We'll see. So that ends up being about $1,160, so $1,160 a month full time, without taxes taken out. So even if you are renting, you might be able to find like maybe a studio. Those are not like super common, because you keep in mind this is not the big city. It's, you know, very backcountry. So even if you found like maybe a studio in Oxford or something for $300 or $400, if you're only making $1,000 a month, and that's before taxes, you know, like that's important to note that. Like I think it's ridiculous that we have 1/3 of your income can go to housing before taxes. Like if you're going to be doing it that way, you need to be doing it like after taxes then, because I don't get to keep that money. The money's gone. Don't even count it. Like that's like so much of your income. It's like the lower your income gets and the lower your amount that you spend in housing gets, you still have a smaller margin, you know? So if you make $3,000 a month and your rent is $1,000, you still have $2,000 to spend on other expenses, you know, insurance, car notes, gas, food, you know, all of those vital expenses that most adults have. But if your income is $1,000, even if you only spend like $300, or if you spend $200 on your rent, you know, that's not even possible. But if you did, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know, you still only have $700 to $800 to try to spend on gas, food, you know, insurance for your car note, health insurance, because in Mississippi you have to make like 17 or 15,000 to qualify for Medicaid, which is a zero, everything, zero deductible, zero copay, zero, you know, premium every month. So you literally have to only make like $1,000 a month. How does that even work? I don't know how anyone survives. I just don't know. It just boggles my mind that anybody can even make it in life. I don't even know how people are doing it. I mean, I totally understand why so many people, especially in Mississippi, so many people are looking for cash jobs because they cannot afford to lose their health insurance. But if they make more than like $1,200 a month, then they lose it. Like they have to make like $1,000 a month. Their rent's $600. Like some's not adding up. So if you lose all that, then you have to pay $500 a month for your premium for your insurance, and then if you actually use it, then you have to pay all the co-pays and the deductibles and the percentages that you have to pay. Like, what a racket. Oh my gosh, nobody can survive in this world, at least not here in America. You can't, or at least healthcare. Like, I see why so many people are in such bad health. I mean, it's just, it's really sad that we've created this system of like of poverty. I mean, pretty much they've created the consumer and then the worker. Like the employer has created this vicious system, which, you know what, this is not new. You have to remember back in like, what's it, the 1800s, they had the workhouses. So like people would work in the factories, and then the same companies that employed them would have them like live in their own housing, and they would charge them, and they would charge them for the food. And so they were just pretty much stuck there. Like all of their money went to like the food and the housing, and they could never get out of it. And they worked, of course, this was before like labor, you know, rules and laws and things were in place. So children were working, people were dying, there were, you know, horrible working conditions. The hours were crazy. I mean, they pretty much, you just got up, you worked all day, even worse than it is now. You had no time, free time for anything. Like there was literally no life. People were looked at as like a commodity, which they're still looked at that way here. I really feel like a lot of companies, they don't even view people as people. They don't view them as humans. They view them as like chips, commodity. They're like, okay, I'm creating this commodity. This person right here, they're out in the middle of nowhere. There are no jobs. What can I do? How can I create this system so that now they are dependent on me, not only to work and make money, but also to buy everything they need to live. And then I create this system so I barely pay them enough to survive. Makes me more money, and then I use slave labor to produce these products, and all they can afford is my slave labor products. So then they keep buying it. My income's going up. I'm paying them poverty. My income's going up. The government's giving them subsidies so that way they can try to maybe survive. I'm not really paying a lot of taxes because, you know, I have all these loopholes, so that way I can like write everything off. It's just, what are we doing? Everyone needs to talk about this way more. I love Dan Price. At least he mentions so much stuff. And I should do a whole video about Dan Price. And the last job I worked at, that guy, like, he was telling me he likes SpaceX. And that's what he was kind of envisioning for his company, was like, imagine SpaceX. I think he kind of almost thought of himself as like an Elon Musk or whatever. He wasn't. But yeah, he thought he was a very deep thinker. And, but yeah, he's like, SpaceX. Like, I love SpaceX. And I was like, you're wanting your company to be global. You want your company to kind of be a leader in its industry. You want to take it places. You want to do all this really cool, like, novel things. And I was like, if you really want like those he was trying to get like more press and more whatever. I was like, why do you do what Dan Price did? Why don't you pay everyone living wages? Why don't, or at least pay them $50,000, you know, for Seattle? Like, it doesn't have to be 72 or 75, like 50, we could start there, you know, 45, I don't know, you know, like, let's throw some numbers out, and that can start getting the press attraction, like. But he told me, he's like, Dan Price is, you know, he's a fake. And I'm like, how? He actually pays his employees a living wage. How is that fake? I don't care if maybe he's doing it for marketing, maybe he's doing it because it's going to help his company. At least he's doing it. I'm sure the employees working there making a living wage are very happy that he is actually following through and doing it. While other companies are like, oh, he's fake, I'm not going to pay living wages. Who would you rather work for? The person who's actually paying a living wage or the person that's not and calling the other person fake? No brainer right there. My friend's messaging me on Instagram. Alright, I wanted to show everyone the products that I got. So this is one of the products. Oh, let me turn my thing on. That way I can see. There we go. So this one is the conditioner that I had gotten. This is supposed to be good for my hair that's colored. And I also have the shampoo right here. And I have this VB hairdressers. It's like an invisible oil. She said it's like a heat protector, like primer. It's supposed to help with, it's like a UV protection for your hair. You spray it. It's like a leave-in conditioner. And it should help with maintaining my color if I go out hiking, because I do go out hiking. I don't like sunbathe or do anything like that. You can clearly tell I'm not tan. I try to stay out of the sun, but it, you know, I've been running now outside at least once or twice a week. I do go hiking like once or twice a week, or go out to the park, and I'll be getting sun. Like, I can't put sunscreen on my hair, but apparently you can, because this is like a sunscreen for your hair. I think it's kind of cool. So, got sunscreen for my hair, got sunscreen for my body, my face. I'm just covered in sunscreen. It's so pretty. I love the blue. The blue looks so gorgeous. I love it. Okay, I may have to keep going back to her to maintain this because I really like it. That's not very cost effective. I will see. Maybe miraculously, like, maybe I get a job making phenomenal money, or my channel just takes off, or, you know, something happens. Like, who knows? Maybe I come into $1 million and then I can suddenly, you know, maintain my hair and get Molly a yard and a house. So I don't know. We'll see where the next year takes me. I'm feeling pretty good though about the direction that I'm going in. I feel like it's been a good direction. Like, I'm trying the things I've always wanted to try. It feels right. I will see all of y'all in the next video.